Guys, have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. I'm going to do this because then I'll chop it up. Hey, welcome to Dakota Dragon Defense. We're going to go over the beginning stages of why we work on our breath. Because after that, then you understand how it breaks down. Any questions, you just ask. Please, the ones who have been here before, chime in so we can get this lesson done, right? How do we know we're alive? First thing we have?
We're breathing.
Breath. We have life, right? Okay?
Yes.
And then after that we have what?
Breath.
We have breath. The reason why breathing is so important is what's the purpose of breathing?
Survive.
So, but we're not trying to survive, we're trying to do what? We're trying to live. Okay? Okay? We're trying to live. That is the purpose of breathing. What's after breath? Active breathing. Okay? We gotta become an active breather. This is when you take part in your subconscious and your conscious and put it all together. This is when you are taking responsibility of what you are breathing, how you're breathing, the technique of what you're breathing, the purpose of why you're breathing. What's a good purpose of why we breathe? To live. There you go. What's another good purpose is martial arts and why we breathe.
Strength.
Strength.
Power.
Yep.
Speed.
What?
Power.
Power. What?
Speed.
Speed.
Balance.
Agility.
Balance. What's another for outside of martial arts? What's another good purpose of why people breathe? You see it probably in religious sects, right? Relaxations, right? Healing hands, transferring energy. When your daughters and children are sick, we hug them, and what are we doing? We're passing on our energy. Okay? So we become active breathing. After active breathing, you gotta have balance. This is balance of life. Okay? Because we have another balance in here, and we'll get to that. But this is, if you are not an active breathing, you're going to be unbalanced. This is balance of life. Then it breaks down into 3 more categories. What categories is that?
Mental, spiritual, or physical.
Okay? Mind, body, spirit. Then it breaks down into 5 categories. Okay, we have
Balance.
balance,
Speed.
agility, speed, strength,
And technique.
and technique. That's where I get my Japanese.
And each one
And-
follows those 5.
And
The
each,
mind follows the 5.
excellent. And each one has the 5 in them. Okay? This part here, all this part here is done in training. Done in training, okay? As you do this in training, it affects your what?
Your life.
Your life. Okay? Because what are you really training? I say this, we train on all 3 levels of life, right? What are the 3 levels of life?
Mind. Our bodies. Spirit.
And how are we training it? By practicing a balance, agility, speed, strength, and technique. This influences our life, creates a balance, and all this starts, why? Because we became a what?
Active breathing.
An active breather. Now, martial arts, we use our active breathing and balance to do what particularly? Often it's strikes, right?
Blocks.
Movements. Our 5 senses. What else? Strikes, movement, 5 senses. What else?
Six senses.
No. The one thing we got to do Share.
Focus.
Share. We share. We give. We love. We teach. We spread joy. Right?
Comes back.
It comes back.
Twice over.
Right.
Twice fold.
Excellent. That's that karma thing we sometimes people talk about. What you put in is what you get out. Okay? Now, what happens if we're just a good human being? We're not going to get into the type of healing person, whatever. We're just going to say good person. How does this help us be a good person?
Once you know yourself better.
Yep. Know thyself. Who has heard that before? Know thyself. What else? Yes?
You know where we are.
Yep. Where we are, when we are, anything else?
Why?
Why we are, who we are. Know thyself. Know thyself. All this comes from our training, goes through the 3 levels of life, gets to the balance of life because we become an active breather. Different techniques influences different action. Different techniques of breathing influences or activates different actions. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we first did our first breathing. I taught you how to be an active breathing, learning how to be a balance. How do you know when one of these are off? In training. How do you know when one of these are off when we're training?
Everything else crumbles.
It's a good, that's a lot, but I agree with it. We're sick. We're depressed.
There's something wrong.
There's something wrong. There's just something wrong. We're not feeling well. Kind of just feeling kind of down. We don't know why. If we have an unbalanced mind, what do you think happens? Anger? Right? Frustration? Depression? What about a lack of strength in your spirit? What happens? Quit. What else?
You don't care.
Don't care. What about lack of agility in your body? What happens?
Struggle.
You struggle. You struggle with what?
Yourself.
Technique.
Keep going.
Balance.
Yourself. You just struggle with yourself. If you have a lack of agility in your body, you just struggle with yourself. Then you get into the quitting. Right? Anger. All these work together. Yeah, we do movements, we do katas, we do meditation. Meditation's a technique. Our punch strikes are a technique. Our katas are a technique. Because we add our breath with our movements and our body, which makes us balance. Because we understand, know thyself, right? Who, what, with? Yeah, so
You also teach us to think about the emotional aspect when we do the punch strike
That's
versus
right.
if we do it in anger or in a peaceful
Energy.
state. How that changes.
Energy transfer.
it's the energy transfer.
Also getting hit when you're angry versus happy.
Energy transfer. That's what, exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah,
So-
so it works as striking and receiving.
So this is why we concentrate on the first beginning of life is breath, becoming an active breather. That's the purpose. Okay? So now we're going to go over another lesson that we're going to add this into today.